While proportions by themselves are not really geometry problems, the applications of proportions most of the time are. So we're going to look at what a proportion is and how to tell if it's true, and then how to solve for one. In the next section, we'll be doing the applications. A proportion is simply two equal fractions. So the first thing I have to be able to tell is whether two fractions are equal to each other. There are a number of ways of doing that, but there's one skill that we would like to practice that's going to help us in our actual solving of proportions. Proportions are equal if their cross products are equal. Cross products means we're going to cross multiply. Cross products means if we have two fractions, we're going to take the top of one and multiply it times the bottom of the other, the bottom of one times the top of the other. When we get those two answers, we want to know if we could put an equal sign between them. If they are equal, the original two fractions were equal. If the two cross products are different, the original fractions were not equal. So, it doesn't matter which order we do this in, but if we look at number 1, the first thing I'll do is I'll do 6 times 63. On my calculator, I get an answer 378. Then I'll go the other way. I want to multiply 7 times 54. That gives me 378. If that's equal, then the two original fractions were a proportion. The proportion was true. Let's try it again with number 2. First I want to do 4 times 40. That gives me 160. Then I want to do 5 times 32. That also gives me 160. Since these two cross products are equal, that means the original proportion was true. First I want to do 6 times 24. That gives me 144. Next I want to do 8 times 21. That gives me 168. These two values are not equal. That means this was a false proportion. Two fractions were not equal, so I couldn't put an equal sign between them. If you have decimals, it doesn't change a thing about what we need to do. I can multiply 4 times 3.6 as easily as I did any of the other multiplications. 4 times 3.6 gives me 14.4. All I need to worry about is what I get when I do the second cross product. 2 times 7.2, I also get 14.4. If the cross products are equal, the original proportion was true. Now obviously there's not a whole lot of that going on. Usually what we have is we have a proportion where we know 3 of the 4 parts of the two fractions, and we have to find the amount that we can fill in that will give us a true proportion. We're going to continue with the cross products, but this time we're going to vary it a little bit. One of your numerators or one of your denominators is going to be an x. Find the variable and do that cross product first. So if I have x on the bottom of one fraction, I want to multiply it times the 42 on the top of the other. The only reason we want to do that is that puts the x on the left-hand side of your equal sign. We do put an equal sign because we're looking for the x that will make the proportion true. Then I do the other cross product. 7 times 4 is 28. Now I have a basic equation that I need to solve. I get x by itself if I divide both sides by 42. Now I've got two choices here. I can reduce that fraction, and that would give me 2/3. I could change the fraction to a decimal, which would give me 0.67. The 2/3 is a little bit more precise than the 6/7. You should just follow the instructions to see what form you want to give your final answer in. Number 6, find your variable and do that cross product first. X times 8 is 8x. Put down your equal sign and then do your other cross product. 32 times 15 is 480. I want to get x by itself, so I divide by my 8. And x equals 60. Doesn't matter where I put my x, I want to do that cross product first. 7 times x is 7x. Then I do my other cross product. 2 times 21 is 42. Make sure you always put the equal sign in the middle, so then you can solve for x, and in this case x is 6. One more time, and you should be able to do this by your own and use this video to just check. Do the cross product with your x first. Equal sign in the middle. 24 times 35 is 840. Divide by 15 in order to get x by itself. And my final answer is x equals 56.